It is mid-November and I am filming this, and as much as I hate dealing with Christmas this early, as a content creator, I have to deal with Christmas this early. Honestly, I've been playing Christmas tunes since October with my flute choir, so Merry Christmas. Hi everyone, my name is Katie, and if you're new to my channel, I am a nerdy flute player, which means I do covers of video game, anime, TV, and film music, and if that sounds interesting, I will leave a card above as well as a link in the description where you can find all of my cover songs, as well as a link to all of your favorite streaming services where you can stream even more of my music. I am also a gamer, and you can find me streaming either here on YouTube or twitch.tv/KatieShesko. I'm currently working on a playthrough of Witcher 3. I do Breath of the Wild bingos and some other games, and board game night. Can't forget game night. You can also find me over on patreon.com/KatieShesko. There I post my videos for early access. You can find my weekly updates, my monthly updates, and for the $15 tier, you can get access to my backtrack so you can play along with what I play along. Today's video is kind of a holiday gift guide for your favorite musician. I'm going to split this up into two videos. For this one is going to be just for any musician in your life, and then I'm going to do a flute specific gift guide in next week's video. So I've kind of gathered some of my favorite items that I use in my musician's life, mostly for a general musician. If you want like a recording musician gift guide, let me know in the comments below. Can talk about the gear that I use. Yeah, let's dive into my gift guide. I will leave links to everything in the description below. I will star the ones that are affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you click through that link. Other links are not, they're just from my favorite flute places, which I'm not sponsored. I'm kind of just talking about the things that I've been using for literal years in some cases. So, okay, let's dive into the video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a metronome. This particular metronome is the Korg, I think that's how you pronounce it, TM40. I bought this metronome back when I was a junior in high school, which we're not going to talk about how long ago me being a junior in high school. Suffice to say, it's been over 15 years. It's been over 15 years. So I've had this metronome for 15 years and it still works. It works beautifully. I absolutely love it. So I always suggest this. I particularly like this metronome because it is a metronome and a tuner. You can change to what hertz you want to tune to. And yeah, it's held up for 15 years. I've had no major issues. So I don't think you can get this particular model anymore. Surprise, surprise. But I have linked the newer model in the description below. One with a clip-on and one without a clip-on. I invested in this clip-on for my tuner. I really like this for when I'm in my community bands or flute choirs because I can clip this onto my flute, plug it into my tuner, and then the tuner is only picking up my vibrations as opposed to trying to pick up every other person who's also trying to tune before a rehearsal or before a concert. So I really like it for that reason, is that it only picks up what I'm playing, which is great if you're in a large ensemble. So yeah, I personally recommend these ones. Again, I will leave everything linked in the description below, but this metronome has been through high school, college, and now my professional music career, so I highly recommend this metronome. But honestly, any metronome would work beautifully. They have some really beautiful old-time ones where you adjust the slider. I don't have one of those, but I personally like having my metronome and tuner separate from my phone. A lot of people, there's metronome apps, there's tuner apps for your phone, for Android, free, paid. I personally use Tunable. I think I paid $3 or $4 for it 6 or 7 years ago. But I personally like to have it separate because I know me, I get distracted. If I pick up my phone to like put my tuner on or to put a metronome on, I will get distracted by the 800 notifications that I have. And I even try to limit the notifications that come in, and I'm still tempted to be distracted. So I personally, when I practice, I set a 25-minute timer, which I talk about in my Pomodoro technique. I will leave linked in the cards, but I'll set my 25-minute timer and then I'll put my phone like on my desk away from where I'm practicing, and then I can focus on my music with just my metronome. The next thing that I use regularly is a portable music stand. This is the Peak music stand. This is the SM50. I personally like this one because it has a double adjustment, so it can raise up really high. I'm relatively short. I'm only 5'3", but when I'm standing at rehearsals, or I'm standing for certain performances, I like to have my music high. I just can see better that way. So this one is really good for if you are a taller person or just like your music raised really high when you're standing. So that's why I personally like the SM50, but you can get like the 30 and the 40 and they're just shorter, which if you are primarily sitting, it's great. It folds up really nicely. It comes with its own carrying case, which makes it really portable, and it's really sturdy compared to what I used to have, which was a wire stand. Wire stands can get a little flimsy. They can fall over. You sometimes look at them wrong and they fall over, which when I had heavy folders or when I was using my tablet before I got a specific tablet stand, which we'll talk about in a minute, I just didn't feel secure. And when I, frequently had my flute on a peg and my music would fall over, I would have that moment of, oh my God, please don't bump into my flute. But these music stands are really, really sturdy. So that's why I personally recommend these music stands, and they're not super expensive for what you're getting. I've used this one for years and it's been holding up well. And when my husband started doing community bands with me, I got him one for the same reason, because it held up so well. Now, if you're like me and you prefer to have digital music, I know personally my flute choir and community band music, I like digitally because I just save so much more paper that way. But if you prefer digital music, you're going to want a tablet stand specifically. And because I use a Windows Surface Pro for my digital music, I like the Grifiti tablet music stand. This was one of the few stands that I encountered that fit my Surface Pro tablet. If you use iPad, there's a lot of other brands out there that fit iPads, but the iPads, even the largest iPad, is smaller than a Surface Pro. So that's why I went with the Grifiti, because like I said, it was one of the few tablet stands that actually fit the entirety of a Surface tablet. So that's why I personally use it. I've been using it for years. It's really sturdy. It holds my tablet securely. It is very flexible. You can adjust it however you need, which is why I love it. It's a favorite of mine. So if you prefer digital music, I suggest getting this music stand. And since I primarily use digital music when I am out and about, I got this Gator Frameworks microphone tray. Now, it's not just for microphones, but it fits on a microphone stand. So it was a little bit hard to find exactly what I wanted at first, but it's this little tray that attaches directly to my tablet stand. So I have a shelf for either, I usually put my phone on it, or I put my earplugs from when I'm playing piccolo, just so I have a little bit more surface area right on my tray. This would be great if you have an Apple Pencil. My Surface tablet, the pen snaps right to the top of the tablet when it's in portrait mode. So I don't really need the tray for my pen, for my Surface pen. But if you have an Apple Pencil, you can put your Apple Pencil right on the tray. So it's just a convenient little tray, which when you don't have a lip like you do on a traditional stand to actually store a couple of extra things, this little tray is slim. It fits in my bag very well. Very light, very portable, and it's great to just add on for a little bit of storage right at your fingertips when you are playing. And if you tend to be at home more, I have the stand partner tray. This clips onto the stand that I keep up in my studio, and it's perfect for holding my flute flag, which I talked about in my cleaning video. It holds my metronome, it holds an extra pen or two, and I just really like having it, just again, another nice little area for me to set my stuff right within finger reach, because if I have everything within finger reach, I can focus on making music and practicing, as opposed to finding where's my metronome, where did I put my pen, where did I put my pencil, all of that kind of stuff. It's right there, right where I need it, always handy. Really, it's these little things that just make life a little bit easier that are so worth it, and they make great gifts as well. Another thing that I find really helpful is this Kootek stand light. I've had this light for years. It is great for, when you need just a little bit more light on your music. It's not as portable as I would like, but I definitely took it with me to rehearsals and to concerts when I know that there wasn't going to be quite as much light in the staging area as I would need to clearly see my music. But for right now, because I'm mostly digital when I am out of my studio, it lives on my studio stand. The battery life is pretty good. This particular one has 2 settings and has its own charger. It plugs right into the wall to charge, whereas I don't need to be worrying about having batteries and stuff like that. So I really like it for that reason. The light lasts a really long time and it's pretty bright. It works great just for giving me a little bit of extra light, especially in these dark winter months when it's dark by 4:30 p.m. and when I primarily teach lessons in the evening. So having a little bit of light on the music is just helps everyone see a little bit better. And like I said, I've used this for years and it's been a fantastic thing. No light bulbs have burned out in all of this time. So yeah, I highly recommend this particular stand light. This one is also for the digital musician in your life. An Airturn Duo Page Bluetooth Turner. It is a foot pedal for turning your pages in your digital music program. I really like this because you can only fit one page on the screen at a time. I like being able to just tap my foot and it flips to the next page, which makes it really easy for me to just continue playing without having to take my hand off my instrument and tap the page myself. I can keep playing, tap my foot, and it's on to the next page. It's Bluetooth. The battery lasts a ridiculously long time. I've only had to charge it a handful of times. It uses very little battery power, so you're not constantly charging it. I've gone months without having to charge it, and I use it for several hours at a time in rehearsals. The nice thing is it's Bluetooth, so you can program it to do a bunch of other things. This particular model has 2 pedals, so you can go forward and backward, which is really helpful if you have songs that have repeats, that the repeat goes back to something on the previous page. You can go back and forth pretty easily. You can use this in other programs. I haven't personally done that, but it's something you could use. Anything where you just, want to tap your foot and have something happen, you can use this product to do. So you can definitely use it outside of music, but I've only used it for music. I really like it. I've had very little issues with it. It's always ready to connect when I turn it on, and it's ready to go in my... Now, if you're talking about music apps while I'm here, I personally use on Windows, I use MobileSheets. I really like MobileSheets. It organizes all of my PDFs or JPEGs. Some music, you can just save it as a picture and upload it. You can title it, add composer, years, different set lists, different collections. You can add it to multiple collections, which is great because some of my community bands have played some of the same songs, and it's nice to have everything in one collection. It's kind of how I would organize my physical sheet music, but it's in a digital format. I paid $15 for it back a couple years ago, and it has been so helpful in organizing all of my sheet music. I have hundreds upon hundreds of pages of sheet music in this app, and it's so nice to have everything at my fingertips ready to go. It's also really helpful because in my community band, sometimes parts need covered, so I just take a quick picture, I upload it to my Google Drive and then on my phone, and then from there I can access it on to my MobileSheets and add it directly to where I need it to go, which is just super helpful on those last minute, part changes that you need, and it's an hour before concert and you need this part covered and you don't have access to a printer. It's great. So I really like that. I know Fourscore is really popular among my Apple friends. So if you are looking for that, Fourscore on Apple or MobileSheets on Windows, I highly recommend. And last but not least, I have The Musician's Way by Gerald Klickstein. I hope I pronounced that right. I really like this book. It's about how to become a better musician, and I've read it several times. I have lots of markings and pages and things that I like to refer back to. And it's all about how to be a better musician through practice, how to better memorize things, how to, kind of get over your stage fright, and how to just take care of you while also being a musician. Being a musician is very demanding, whether you do community bands, or if you're a professional orchestra player, or if you're more like me and you play on the internet and you're trying to build an independent musician career. The grind is strong, the hours are long, practicing is strenuous, and this book really just helps you hone in on what you can do to do that with ease and without burning yourself out. So this is a really great stocking stuffer. I really enjoy this book, and I highly recommend all of my musician friends read it. So there you go. Here are some gift ideas for your favorite musician in your life. All of these products are things that I have used and have had for literal years in my studio and in my practice. I've personally used all of these. I bought all of these with my own money. None of this is affiliated. There are some links on Amazon that I will receive a commission if you buy through that link, but you can find most of these products anywhere. Many of your favorite music stores will have some of these products, and they're just things that I've used that have made my life a little bit easier as a musician and as a flute player, and they make great gifts. Several of these I have actually asked for Christmas, and that's when I got them. They're great gifts. They're little things that no musician absolutely needs, but it definitely is a nice want and makes life a little bit easier as you're practicing and as you're performing. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y things. I really do appreciate it. If you're a musician and there's something on this list that you think other musicians should have, please make sure you leave a comment below. I would definitely like to check it out. I'm always looking for ideas to tell people for Christmas because I never know what I want for Christmas. So any new suggestions, I am more than happy to have. Check me out on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below there. Again, all links will be listed below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.